Let me ask you something. Imagine you're standing at a fork in the road, and both paths lead somewhere good, but they lead to completely different places. And someone's standing at the fork telling you, just pick one. You can always switch later. And you're thinking, can I though? Because these paths look like they require real commitment. Real time, real energy. That's exactly what the Unreal Engine versus Blender decision feels like for a lot of 3D artists right now. And I get it. I genuinely do. Because both tools are genuinely powerful. Both have real career opportunities attached to them. Both have passionate communities that will tell you their tool is the right choice. And the internet, bless its heart, is absolutely full of hot takes on this topic that are either Blender is all you need, it's free and it does everything, or Unreal is the future, Blender is dying, get with the program. Neither of those takes is useful, because they're treating a nuanced, context-dependent question like it has a universal answer. Here's the thing though, for your specific situation, your specific career goals, your specific background, where you are right now in your 3D journey, there probably is a clearer answer. Maybe not a permanent answer, but a better starting point. A smarter first investment of your time and energy. And I'm going to help you find it. Not by telling you which tool is objectively better. That question is genuinely meaningless. But by showing you clearly, specifically, with real career context, what each tool actually opens up for you. Where each one has genuine strength. Where the market is moving. And how to make the decision based on where you want to go rather than which community is louder. We're not doing a feature comparison. I'm not going to stand here and read you a list of what Blender can do versus what Unreal can do. You can find that in approximately 400 other videos, and honestly, it'll put you to sleep before you get to the part that matters. What we're doing is a career comparison, a jobs comparison. Here is what learning this tool actually does for your professional life comparison. Because that's the question underneath the question. Most people asking Blender or Unreal are really asking, which one gets me to where I want to go faster and more reliably? I'm going to give you the honest career picture for each tool. The industries, the roles, the earning potential, the demand. I'm going to show you what kind of artist each tool is built for, not in terms of skill level, but in terms of what you want to make and who you want to make it for. And I'm going to give you a clear decision framework so that by the end of this video, you know which path makes more sense for your specific situation. One thing I want to say up front, this is not a pick one and never learn the other conversation. These tools are not mutually exclusive, but your time and energy are finite, and the question of where to invest first matters. Let's figure that out. Before we get into the comparison, I want to share something that completely changed how I think about tool decisions in general. A few years ago, I was talking to a senior artist, someone with a long, successful career across multiple disciplines. And I asked them something I've been wrestling with. I said, how do you decide which tools to invest in when the landscape keeps changing? And they said something I've been thinking about ever since. They said, the tool is never the career. The tool is the vehicle. And the question isn't which vehicle is better. It's, where are you trying to go? Because a sports car is a terrible choice if your destination requires off-road driving. And a truck is a terrible choice if you need to win a race. The tool is the vehicle. The destination is the career. That reframe, from which tool is better to which tool takes me where I'm going, is the whole thing. And it's the lens I want you to bring to everything we cover today. Because here's what that means practically. The right answer for you depends on something I don't know yet, where you want to go. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear enough picture of both destinations that the answer will start to become obvious. But there's one more thing I want to flag before we get there. Something about how each of these tools is positioned in the market right now that I think most comparison videos completely miss. Something that changes the calculus in a way that isn't about features at all. I'll get there. But context first. Let's start with Blender. If you've been in the 3D space for any length of time, you know Blender. But let me give you the career picture rather than the tool picture. Blender is, and I mean this genuinely, one of the most remarkable pieces of software in the history of creative tools. It's free. It's open source. It does modeling, sculpting, rigging, animation, rendering, compositing, video editing, motion graphics, simulation, all in one application. and the quality of what it can produce is genuinely world-class. The Blender Foundation's open movie projects have demonstrated that professional quality animated film production is achievable in Blender. That is not nothing. But let me tell you what Blender is actually being used for professionally, because this is where it gets interesting. The honest picture is that Blender's professional adoption is strongest in specific areas: indie animation and short film production, freelance product visualization and commercial rendering, small to mid-sized studio work across a range of applications, educational and personal project contexts, and increasingly, as a modeling and asset creation tool that feeds into other pipelines, including Unreal. That last point is important. Blender is increasingly being used as an upstream tool, the place where geometry gets created, where characters get modeled, where assets get built, before they move into a real-time engine or a production pipeline that uses other tools for the final output. What does that mean for jobs? Blender skill is highly relevant for freelance work, for indie production, for smaller studios, for roles that require a generalist who could do a lot of things across the 3D pipeline. And it's genuinely valuable as a modeling tool, even in pipelines that use other software for rendering and real-time output, where Blender is less dominant. And this is the honest reality, is in large studio pipelines, film and television VFX at the major house level, enterprise real-time applications, and any context where specific industry standard software is locked in by pipeline requirements. Most major VFX houses use Houdini for effects, Maya for character work, Nuke for compositing. Blender is in the conversation, but it's not the default choice in those environments. The Blender career profile looks like this: high flexibility, broad application, strong for freelance and indie work, lower barrier to entry, excellent for building a portfolio in almost any 3D discipline, and genuinely strong in a growing number of commercial contexts. Think of it as the tool that lets you do almost anything, which is incredibly powerful when you're building skills and exploring directions, and still valuable when you've found your lane. Now let's talk about Unreal Engine, the specialist vehicle. Unreal Engine is a fundamentally different kind of tool, and the career picture is fundamentally different as a result. Let me use an analogy. If Blender is a Swiss Army knife, versatile, portable, useful in a huge range of situations, Unreal Engine is a specialized professional kitchen. It does fewer things than the Swiss Army knife in terms of pure breadth. But the things it does at a scale and quality level that the Swiss Army knife simply cannot reach. Unreal Engine is a real-time 3D environment platform. It creates photorealistic environments that render instantly, not in hours, instantly. And it does this at a quality level that, as of the last few years, is genuinely competitive with offline rendering in many contexts. We covered this in depth in the Unreal Engine Future video, but the short version for career purposes is this. The industries using Unreal Engine in production right now are film and television virtual production, advertising and commercial production, architectural visualization at the interactive and immersive end, automotive visualization, broadcast and live events, defense simulation, and enterprise training and simulation. These are serious industries with serious budgets, and the demand for Unreal Engine artists, specifically people who can operate at a production level in real-time environments, is outpacing the supply of people who can do it. The Unreal Engine career profile looks different from Blender. It's more specialized. The learning curve is steeper, not because it's harder to open the software, but because the production-level knowledge required to work in a professional real-time pipeline is genuinely complex. There's more to learn before you're useful at a studio level. But when you get there, when you reach the point where you can legitimately say, I know Unreal Engine at a production level, the door that opens is into higher paying, more stable, more specialized work. Think of it this way. Blender gets you moving faster. Unreal gets you further, but it takes longer to get there. The career matrix, where each tool wins. Let me make this concrete. I want to give you a clear picture of the specific context where each tool represents the stronger career investment. Where Blender wins. Freelance work of almost any kind. Product viz, character work, motion graphics, indie animation. If you want to freelance and you want flexibility, Blender is the faster path to commercially viable work. You can build a portfolio, find your niche, and start generating income with Blender faster than with Unreal because the applications are broader and the learning curve to commercial viability is shorter. Content creation. If you're building an audience around 3D art, if you're a YouTube creator or an instructor or someone building a personal brand in the 3D space, Blender's community is enormous. The search volume for Blender content is massive. The audience is there. Generalist roles at smaller studios. If you want to work at a boutique studio, an indie game company, a small production house that needs someone who can do a lot of things reasonably well, Blender is often the right tool. Entry-level portfolio building. If you're early in your 3D journey and trying to build a body of work, demonstrate capability, and figure out what direction you want to go, Blender gives you the most flexibility to explore. Where Unreal Engine wins. Virtual production and film. There is no question here. If you want to work in virtual production, LED volume stages, real-time filmmaking, you need Unreal. This is not a Blender conversation at the production level. Architecture and real estate at the interactive end. If you want to work in a space where clients walk through their building before it's built, where developers use real-time visualization to close pre-sales, Unreal is the tool that enables this. Blender can produce beautiful ArchViz renders. It cannot produce a real-time interactive architectural experience at a professional level. Broadcast and live events. The use of Unreal Engine for real-time graphics and live broadcast, concerts, and events is growing rapidly. This market doesn't really exist for Blender. Defense, simulation, and enterprise. These markets essentially require real-time capability. Unreal is the standard. Higher earnings specialist roles. If we go back to the salary tier list, the S-tier roles that we covered, virtual production, development, marketing visualization, specialist technical work, these skew heavily toward real-time capability. The earning ceiling for Unreal Engine specialists is higher than for Blender generalists in most contexts. The thing most comparison videos miss. Okay, the thing I said I'd get to. The market positioning difference that isn't about features. Here's what almost nobody says when they compare these tools. Blender is competing in a crowded market. The pool of people who know Blender is enormous and growing every day. Every beginner 3D tutorial on YouTube is in Blender. Every free course is in Blender. The accessibility of the tool, which is genuinely one of its greatest strengths, also means the supply of Blender-capable artists is high and getting higher. Supply and demand. More supply, more downward pressure on rates. Not because Blender work isn't valuable, it is, but because the market for it is more competitive than it's ever been. Unreal Engine is different. The barrier to entry, the steepness of the learning curve to genuine production proficiency, acts as a natural filter. Not everyone who tries it makes it to the level where they're genuinely useful at a studio, which means the supply of genuinely capable Unreal Engine artists is still materially below the demand. This is not a permanent state. As more artists invest in Unreal, the supply will catch up. But right now, in 2026, the supply-demand gap for Unreal Engine specialists is significantly more favorable than for Blender generalists. And that gap has real consequences for earning potential. The decision framework. Okay, let me make this practical. Here's how to actually make this decision for your specific situation. Choose Blender first if you're earlier in your 3D journey and still figuring out your direction. You want to freelance and need income-generating capability sooner rather than later. You're interested in animation, character work, or film production at the indie level. You want to build an audience around 3D content. You learn better with a large, accessible community around you. Your interest is in the craft of 3D broadly rather than a specific industry application. Choose Unreal Engine first if you have a clear target industry, virtual production, architecture at the interactive end, broadcast, defense, automotive. You already have foundational 3D skills, and you're looking for the next level of specialization. You're playing a longer game and willing to invest more time before the returns come. You want to work in roles where the earning ceiling is higher and the competition is thinner. You're specifically interested in real-time as a medium, the unique possibilities of interactive, live, and performance-driven 3D. The hybrid path, which honestly is what I'd recommend for most people. Start with Blender to build your foundational 3D skills. Use it to figure out your direction, build your portfolio, understand how 3D works across modeling, texturing, lighting, and rendering. Then, once you have a clearer picture of where you want to go, evaluate whether Unreal Engine opens the specific door you're trying to walk through. If it does, bring your Blender foundation with you. The asset creation and design skills transfer. The real-time specific knowledge is what you'll need to add. This is not a cop-out answer. It's genuinely the most sensible path for most people who are still building their foundation while keeping their options open. Now, something I want to flag that this whole conversation has been pointing toward without landing on directly. Both paths, Blender and Unreal, lead somewhere. But somewhere is not a destination. And the most common version of getting this decision wrong isn't choosing the wrong tool. It's choosing a tool without a clear picture of what you're building toward. I've seen this play out so many times. Someone commits to Blender and spends 18 months building skills, but without a niche, without a client type in mind, without a clear picture of what success looks like. And at the end of 18 months, they have solid skills and no career, because the tool was never the missing piece. The direction was. Same thing happens with Unreal. Someone commits to it because they heard it's the future, but without a specific application in mind, without understanding which industry they're targeting, without the context that makes the skill commercially valuable. And they build real-time skills that nobody is paying them for because they haven't figured out who the client is. The tool question and the direction question are not the same question. And answering the tool question without answering the direction question first is putting the cart before the horse. In the next video, I want to go deep on the direction question specifically. How to actually choose your niche, not in a vague follow what interests you way, but in a specific commercially intelligent, personally sustainable way. The framework for making that decision clearly. Because once you know where you're going, the tool question answers itself. Both paths, Blender and Unreal, lead somewhere. But somewhere is not a destination. And the most common version of getting this decision wrong isn't choosing the wrong tool. It's choosing a tool without a clear picture of what you're building toward. I've seen this play out so many times. Someone commits to Blender and spends 18 months building skills, but without a niche, without a client type in mind, without a clear picture of what success looks like. And at the end of 18 months, they have solid skills and no career, because the tool was never the missing piece. The direction was. Same thing happens with Unreal. Someone commits to it because they heard it's the future, but without a specific application in mind, without understanding which industry they're targeting, without the context that makes the skill commercially valuable. And they build real-time skills that nobody is paying them for because they haven't figured out who the client is. The tool question and the direction question are not the same question. And answering the tool question without answering the direction question first is putting the cart before the horse. In the next video, I want to go deep on the direction question specifically. How to actually choose your niche, not in a vague follow what interests you way, but in a specific commercially intelligent, personally sustainable way. The framework for making that decision clearly. Because once you know where you're going, the tool question answers itself.